Hello, lovely ones. It is your friend, Teresa Phelps Martin. I am lighting a candle. I'm not going to tell it like it is, or maybe I will. I can tell you that this candle isn't going to light. How about that? So we'll take it as a sign. Lulu and I are here to bring you soulfully you. No, I'm not going to bring soulfully you. You have to be so fully you. I'm going to bring you yoga soul flow. We're going to move. All right. We are moving with a new energy, a new beginning, a new opportunity. And part of that reframing potential is because we have the capacity to look at things from different angles, different frameworks, different perspectives. And as we look at all of that, we can look to two different things, right? We can look at the doom and despair of all things everywhere, or we can look at possibility of getting a bigger picture of really pulling up out of the intensity and breathing into what's possible. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to breathe into what's possible, but we are going to go in. We have water and air today. So that means we're going to really work with the breath again, the breath of all things. Lulu's upset. I'm going to have to put a blanket out for her. I don't have her little dog bed that she's been chewing up in here. And she was really sad that all the kids went to school. All the kids, my two kids. She misses them. So we're going to work with that breath. And Lulu's a Libra too. We're going to work with that breath. And we're going to get into the psoas. So this is it's my signature earth and water. Not earth, air and water. So let me get my mat out. Let me turn on some light and give Lulu a hum. You're going to start in child's pose, okay? And in the pose of a child, we're going to really be in that seed form. And as we're in that seed form, is that okay? Yeah, light is important. And as we're in that seed form, we're going to awaken, okay? Reframe is a major theme this month, so let's do it. See, she says thank you. We're going to stay close to the ground. If you have a block or a blanket, grab it, okay? Lulu's on mine, but I have more. And that way you just have support. Okay, let's recenter. Child's pose, to really go into that seed. The darkness is actually where the potential resides. So think on that, 5 breaths, because we're in this potent energy of transformation, not just today, but for a while. And as you're in those 5 breaths, come forward with just the connection to your own intention. Next inhale, just feel your own rhythm of your breath, right? Can you allow a fluidity to your inhale and exhale? Are you all in the mind? Are you heavy? If you're here, I'm going to take it that you're not that physically heavy because you had to get your technology out. You're gonna inhale up onto your hands and knees, tuck your toes and exhale back. Right, so you're gonna inhale, untuck your toes, open the heart, exhale, pull into the belly, tuck your toes, pull all the way back. Inhale, opening, exhaling, pulling into the core, stretching through the arms, shoulders around the back. And just feeling this rhythm. This time you're going to exhale, tuck your toes, roll the spine out, come all the way up onto your hands and knees. We're going to clasp the hands, open the heart. Big full breath in and a full breath out. Inhale the arms up overhead, interlace the fingers, turn the palms up. Left foot's going to stretch out for gate pose. Lift up and stretch over. If you want to bring the hand down to your rib cage, I want you to feel the connection from the sole of the foot all the way up through the side body, all the way up through the side of the throat, through your fingertips. Okay? Inhale all the way up. Untuck your toes and then stretch all the way back. If you need the toes to be tucked, go for it. 5 breaths here, and as you inhale and exhale, I want you to inhale up the arm, exhale down the foot. Inhale up the leg, exhale out through the hand. Inhale into the heart, into the psoas, into the core. Exhale out through the foot. Right, so you're just feeling that rhythm. And your inner thighs. And then inhale, come all the way up onto your hands and knees. You're going to stretch that foot all the way back behind you. Kick the foot out. Find the hands and inhale the arm by your ear. Same idea. From the foot up into the heart, pause, and then exhale it out. And then from your hand into the heart, and then exhale it out. Feeling just the rivers of your being. That bathing that creative life force into the potential. And you're going to inhale your arm up, lift your leg up, bend the knee, grab the foot, shoulders to the back, open the heart. Exhale, free the foot. Hand comes to the earth, knee comes to the ground. Exhale, round the back. Inhale, open the heart, tuck the toes. Exhale, stretching back. Inhale, opening up, right? So it's just a cat-cow into that active pose of the child. So we're not dropping all the way into a rest, but instead we're awakening. You're at home, you're in the privacy of your own home. Nobody's recording you, right? You can get into this as much as you like. You can also just stick with straight up cat-cow. As you inhale, come up, stretch the right leg out to the side. Come all the way up standing. Inhale, arms up overhead. So you're feeling that connection through, drawing in. What are you rising into? We don't know yet. I mean, I do, but you don't. Full breath in. And a full breath out. Just feeling again. Inhale up to the heart. Exhale out. Inhale from your fingertips down the side body. And then exhale all the way out through the foot. You're pausing right here, right into that heart, into that core. Using your awareness to help direct the... Sorry, your breath is helping to direct the awareness. And then inhale, come all the way up. Your hands are going to come down. Untuck the feet if you want to. Hips stretch back. Holy inner thigh. And breathe. Same thing. Inhale from your hand to your heart. And then exhale from your heart to the sole of the foot. You don't have to keep the foot down. We're not really making anything happen. We're just breathing into that potential. We're collaborating with the energy of our higher mind and our deep truth. You're going to inhale and come all the way up. Sweep the foot to the side. Hand grounds down. So again, finding that connection, side table, drawing in, stretching the arm by your ear. Feeling the movement of the breath. Keeping the shoulders on the back, the ribs drawing to the core. All things are happening. You got to integrate all that you know and still open up to what can be. Exhale. Sorry, don't exhale the hand out. Inhale the leg up, bend the knee, find the foot, shoulders to the back, open through the heart. Free the foot, hands to the ground. Inhale, open the heart. This time, tuck the toes. Exhale, back, downward dog. You're going to move through a cat-cow here. So you're going to inhale through to cobra, right? It's a cat-cow to cobra. And then you're going to exhale, round the back, chin to your chest, all the way back to child's pose. Inhale, open the heart. Exhale, back, downward dog, okay? You're inhaling up, and then exhaling down. Inhaling into your cobra, exhaling back into the pose of a child. Inhaling, opening the heart, exhaling. Now see if you can find a rhythm to your breath. The knees are coming down though, okay? We're really honoring the earth. And you're not holding anything, but we're in a space of repetition. So we can really allow those rivers of the body to awaken, to create new patterns and new pathways of our own richness, right? The richness in our own vulnerability. Last one, I believe. This time when you come down, come all the way down. Pillow your hands, head is gonna rest. Bend both knees. Circle the ankles, wiggle the toes, and just windshield wiper. Knees stay on the ground. And as you're windshield wipering, I want you to feel like when your left leg moves to the left, feel the internal rotation on the left leg into the heart center. And then switching sides, right? Just be aware of it. You may not feel it all the way, but start to open yourself up to the connection. And then come all the way back through the center. Stretch your feet out long. Hands are gonna reach back. Clasp the hands behind you. Shoulders come into the back body. You're gonna inhale, lift the heart. As you exhale, dip the left shoulder and just open up that right side, all the way through the throat. Inhale through the center, dip the right shoulder down, and then find the length from your left hip up to your left armpit through the left side of the throat. Inhale through the center, I dip, you dip. Keep the core engaged. Inhale, lifting, exhale, dips you. Inhale, come all the way back to the center. Hands under your shoulders, cobra, draw into the core, finally, downward dog. All brand new, feeling we've opened the heart, we've opened the hips, we've moved through the spine. Find that clarity, and then you're gonna walk to the middle of your mat. Feet come to the middle, hands come to the middle. Fold over, relax the neck and jaw. Inhale, find length. Exhale, bow. 5 times, just inhale, finding length. Exhale, bowing. Okay, now if you want to go with this, inhale to the heart. Exhale, fold. Inhale from the crown to the heart. Exhale, bow. Inhale, opening. Exhale, bowing. Inhaling to the heart. Exhale, bowing down. You're going to bend your knees all the way seated. You're going to stretch your right leg out. Left ankle comes to the thigh. Pick the foot up, shoulders to your back. You're going to roll your feet over. Inhale through the center and roll the feet over. All right, just go to each side. Your hips are going to move. You're going to be feeling your hips. Yes, Lulu. Oh my gosh. If you find like a speed bump, if you find a spot that needs an extra breath, then pause there. And what you're going to do is you're going to bring, when you roll your legs all the way over, I know this is kind of complicated, but you can see the visual. Once you roll your feet all the way over to the right, you're going to bring your right foot in. This is deep in the beginning, left knee's on top. I am not cranking my left foot in, so you don't have to either. Inhale the right arm up, just for 5 breaths. And now as you exhale, you're going to draw into the belly and bring your right elbow to your left knee. So you've crossed the midline. Both hips are grounded. And then you're just going to move the left hand down and breathe into that whole right side. You're probably feeling from your right hip. You could be feeling it anywhere. I feel it big time. Through my right thigh, through my right glute, and into the sacral region, but it's not a bad pain. It's just getting into that junk that gets stuck. And then inhale, come up. You're going to take that top leg all the way up behind you, roll over, come into a pigeon, all the way down to the ground. I don't have anything. I don't have anything. I just said hi. I just said hi. So I've learned that Lulu likes routine and structure. So she's getting used to coming in here and hanging out with me while I do yoga. And she says, rub my belly, rub my belly, rub my belly. You're going to come back through the center, draw up. You're going to lift the back knee, draw in. Now, if you can, you're going to come, we'll actually do this. You just moved into downward dog. You're going to bring your left knee to the ground and then move over into a side table again. Lift the right foot, bend the knee so we can clear out that whole front body after doing that side body stretch and deep outer hip. Because this leg was grounded. And then exhale, free the foot, hand to the earth, move it back, downward dog. So physically this practice is, other than having to be able to bend and move and breathe, it's accessible. It's not physically igniting, but hopefully it's inspiring. Inhale, find length. Exhale, bow. You're walking to the middle of the mat. Inhale, find length, and I know I went into my own little rhythm with Lulu. Hopefully you can find yours. And just come back to the breath, come back to where you are. You're in the middle of the mat, and you're gonna come all the way seated. I did not pause for a squat. Left leg stretches out, right ankle rises. You're gonna bend the knee, and then just rock from side to side. So what we're doing is we're internally and externally rotating the thigh bone in the hip socket without weight bearing, but still using gravity. Is that too much for you? It's kind of intense. Now what you're gonna do is roll all the way over, right? So you rolled all the way over to that left side. You walk the left foot in, and then the right knee's on top. Notice I'm not cranking this foot back. I'm focusing more on the bottom leg. So this top leg may even be out to the side some, okay? Then bringing, because what we're doing is this knee's bent, we're keeping it anchored, and then we're waking up this whole left side. You know I love side body work, and I don't feel like I've been doing it as much. And almost everything my physical therapist gives me is side body work. It's kind of interesting. I'm like, are you done it? Done it. So anyhow, breathing here. And then inhale, come all the way up. Free the foot. So the leg sweeps around. And as the leg sweeps, you're coming into pigeon. You gotta get the butt up off the ground. Get your hips level. So come to the sacrum. And then bow. So the only way we can reframe potential is if we get to the ground. If we get into the depths, if we really dig into the soil. Okay? And when you get into the soil of you, there's a lot there. So we're not judging, we're not criticizing, we're not even projecting an expectation. We're breathing. We're being with the potential. We're breathing into the possibility from that higher vantage. You can think of this as a little rest to refuel. Inhale, gaze forward, hands under your shoulders, pull into the center and all the way back. Downward dog. I knew I was going to forget something, right? So we move downward dog. Let's just come here. Right knee comes down. Push into it, stretch the arm. Right? It was more fluid that time. Inhale, lift the leg. Another thigh stretch. And notice we're doing all of our thigh stretches today on our side. Feel the current supporting you underneath. And then exhale, free the foot. Hand to the earth, all the way up and back, downward dog. So we've got the inner thighs, the outside line of our body, our quads, and now we need our hamstrings, right? This time walk all the way forward onto the top edge of your mat. I guess we've got our hamstrings a little bit here, right? Inhale, find length. And exhale, bow. Hey, this is why you have a bone. Don't chew on my yoga mat. Chew on your bone. Bend your knees, chin to your chest. Come all the way up standing. Arms go overhead. And then inhale your arms wide. You can clasp them. My head's cut off. You can clasp them or hands come back behind you. Draw in, find length, open the heart. One would think I would know how to set the darn camera up by now so it doesn't cut me off, but it's not the case. Inhale, open the heart. And then exhale all the way back down. Inhale, find length, and exhale, fold. So, hopefully you have that blanket nearby. Okay? Inhale, find length, and then exhale. You're going to bend your knees again. You're going to come all the way in to Baddha Konasana. Hello, inner thighs. As you find Baddha Konasana, you're going to take a blanket. You can use a towel too, by the way. You're going to open it up so it's folded. Actually, roll it long ways. And then what you're going to do is you're actually going to place it over your feet and then wrap it under your shins. If you don't have a blanket, you can slide your arms under, okay? Not everybody has blankets. And what you're going to do is either hold your ankles or hold the beef of the blanket at your ankles, draw into the belly and find length. So widen your elbows, draw the ribs back so you fill up into the back body, keeping that, and then slide the shoulders in. Let that right ear fall to your right shoulder, and then inhale up through the center, left ear falls to the left shoulder. Now here's the trick, you guys. Your hands, you're active in your arms. Your hands are pulling in, your ribs are drawing down, your shoulders are drawing in. And you're moving with the breath. Now, if you want to turn that into a sideways figure eight, go for it. Be aware of what your neck is calling for. And then inhale, find length, and exhale, fold. I clearly can't fold very far, so I'm not going to force anything, but rather breathe into the back body. My elbows are pushing into my shin so I can get the shoulder blades into the back and breathing. Inhale, find length, rise all the way up. Unroll your blanket. And now you're going to fold your blanket in half, and then in half again, okay? You're going to come, lying all the way down. Adjust your hair. Once you come lying all the way down, knees come towards your chest, hold on to your ankles, let your knees fall open. You're going to turn, so the left shoulder's heavy, turn to look to the right. Just going to take my hair ties and yes. Oh, she's still the puppy. And then inhale through the center and turn the other direction. Inhale, come all the way back to the center. So here's where I'm going to surprise you. Hands come back behind your head. Knees are still into your chest, okay? Hands are behind your head, shoulders are to the back. You're drawing into your rib cage, and we're just going to glide. Remember we did this last week, I think. Glide the foot forward, and then draw it back in. You're moving with the connection to your inner thighs. It's like you're pushing the world away from you. Moving slowly. I know it's kind of interesting, but what we're doing is we're actually waking up the psoas. And as we wake up the psoas, I want you to feel that connection. You're pulling the belly button in, you're pushing your spine to the ground. As you find that connection on that left side, you're going to stay there and lift a little higher. You're probably going to start to shake. We're just really making a connection here. If I was really intense, I would have you open the throat and stretch the arms. So you just have a really connected line from your left hand to the sole of your left foot. This is one of those Teresa made up moments for those of you who wonder where I come up with it. It's through the downloads, it's through the intentionality. Like, how do we reframe our perspective? Well, we have to move differently. Draw all the way in, and then just pulse here, gliding. So I want you to think that you really are gliding the leg. Okay, we're getting into the psoas, we're finding strength, and a connection to that inner land. We've cleared through the hips immensely. It's talking, right? Now the right leg's gonna glide out. If you need to rest your head, please do. You can totally be here. Just keep the low back drawing down. Holy mackerel. And breathe. I can't talk and do this, guys. I'm all of a sudden sweating. How about you? Keep breathing though. And then 5 glides here, right? So 5 on each side. Notice how I spit up. Come all the way down. Relax your head. So let the head turn from side to side. Clear the neck out. Come back to the center. Bring the left foot to the ground. Right leg's gonna stretch up. My hamstrings feel really clear. We haven't done a lot to open them up. So it's very accessible for me to find my foot. Most people, not accessible. So hold on to your calf or even your hamstring. And I'll hold on to my hamstring because that's what's fair. And now as you're here, I want you to wrap your outer right hip towards your tail so your left leg draws in. You're holding on to your hamstrings. Hey, let's just do this. Everybody, take your hand to your hamstring. Pull the skin, muscle, and bone, skin and muscles into your bone. Get into the beef of your inner thigh, and then wrap it without your bone moving, right? Feel that energy pulling towards your tailbone, and now, towards your sit bone. It's pulling away from your tailbone, so it would turn your leg and turn inward. And then wrap your outer right hip towards your tail. So you're really meeting in the middle of your right thigh, and then stretch your left leg out. So my arm is doing a lot of work. Really what we're doing is we're stabilizing the left, stabilizing the right, clearing the left. Bend the knee, grab hold of the foot so you're in a half happy baby, right? So you're really like super internal rotated. And if you can, stretch the foot, hand to foot pose. Stretch it out to the side. Keep your core connected. Left side is anchored. Left shoulder is drawing down. You can look to the left to make sure. Breathing. And then inhale through the center. Bring the foot to the ground. Right foot grounds. Left leg's going to stretch up. Okay, so all of this isn't about pushing through. We're really in the initial layers of collaborating with something more. So remember, I could be here, but we changed our direction. Come down to the beef, pull the thigh bone in. So just feel already, maybe you internally rotate naturally, maybe you externally rotate. So you want to feel what you need to do to even it out. You're going to grab hold of your flesh and pull it into the bone and move it, but then you're also wrapping your outer hip towards your sit bone. Ribs are drawing back, shoulders are grounded, and then slide the right leg out. 5 breaths here. What we're doing is we're just clearing out the energy we just worked up a little glow, a little sparkle of the skin with baby core work. That's not really baby. It's getting into the psoas is pretty full on. And the core and the transverse abdominis. And then you're here, you're going to bend that knee, hand to the foot, bend the knee so you come into half happy baby. You got to watch this right leg. It's going to totally come unplugged. You can't reframe and rebuild anything if you're disengaged, if you're disconnected. So we have to make the connection, make the collaboration, and then you can stretch the foot out. Maybe keep drawing the right rib cage back, shoulders to the back. So we haven't done any really big movement. We've done lots of little subtle movement to wake up to this intensity. So realize that. If you find this is a practice that's really hard to do virtually, I get it. We're just getting into a soul state. Inhale, come back to the center. Bend the knee. Bring both feet down, both knees bent. Both arms by your sides. If you need a twist, find one, okay? Otherwise, you're here. Arms by your sides, realign your shoulders. You can find, I want to show you guys something. If I bring my heels to my hips, my knees tip way far forward. When I rise up, I can't even go up because I don't have room to move. So you can brush your heels, right? But just make sure you're not shortening yourself to find it, okay? Open the throat, draw in, push into the ground, and shoulders are sliding into the back body. You're gonna lift up into bridge pose. Push the feet into the ground. So just feel the integrity here. Inhale to the heart. Exhale to the crown of the head. Inhale from the crown to the heart. Exhale all the way down to your feet. Inhale the awareness from your feet up to your heart. Exhale out through your head. Inhale through the head, out to the feet. Follow your rhythm, 2 more rounds. Inhale the arms up, back by your ears. Lift the heels up. Draw the ribs in, and vertebrae by vertebrae, slowly come down, articulating the spine, 1 vertebrae at a time. Now once you land, tail gets heavy, find the arch in the back, then lower your heels. My hands are gonna stay back behind my head as long as they can. I'm gonna grab that blanket, I should have left it in the long fold. What I'm going to do is take this blanket, this is optional, you may not need it, right here under my hips, right? So there's added support here for my hips. Soles of the feet come together, arms are overhead. My elbows are bent, my hands are together, and what we're going to do is you're going to make a figure 8, okay? You're going to follow, okay? So you might just have to listen. Just draw an imaginary line. Let's start with the left foot. You're going to inhale up the left foot to the heart. And then you're going to exhale up and out through the right hand. And then inhale from the left hand to the heart. And then exhale out through the right leg to the sole of the foot. And if if that's too complicated or too sophisticated with the breath and your mind and the body, no worries. Just breathe in and breathe out and just trace those lines crisscrossing the body. And you're going to follow that loop 5 times one direction, and then you're going to switch directions. So you'll inhale up the right leg, through the hip to your left shoulder, up through your left elbow to your left hand, then out through your right hand, right elbow, right armpit, through the heart to the left hip, left knee, left foot, okay? What this is that figure 8, that integrity, that infinity, that intentionality. We're bringing the 2 sides together. You might lose the flow eventually, and that's fine. You're allowed to stay here. Just bring the hands below your heart. Or you can be like me and stretch the legs out long. I just moved my little rolled blanket under my knees. Now, through this journey of our practice, it's been complicated for the mind if you overthink it. I want you to put the fire into just relating with yourself. Moving in ways that we don't typically move, so we can know ourselves differently. We can collaborate with the rich soil that is the foundation of our true self. As you're breathing, deepen the connection to your breath. Notice the sounds you hear. It's interesting, I hear such silence with the hum of vitality, with the pitter-patter of rain falling, and the tick-tock of a clock. That reminder that even in this stillness, there's life, potency, and vitality. Notice what's there for you. And then reawaken from this reframe, from this journey inward. And then what do you want to carry with you as you stretch outwardly? Expanding your whole body, this big first full body stretch. You're going to bend your knees, roll to one side. I'll give you a little moment here today. Curl up with yourself. And as you exhale out completely, ground into the earth. Inhale, come all the way into that seat. Maybe you just learned that you can have fun with a blanket rolled up long ways. And once you find that seat, re-close the eyes if they open, like mine did. Resettle into the seat of you. Just observe your breath, your head, your mind, your jaw. Allow the hands to come together at your heart. Feel maybe there's a softness or a subtle sweetness as your hands touch and re-engage, coming back to this point of the heart that we danced with these rivers of our inner being. And all I can do is share with you the experience that comes through me. There's the integration of education and training and experience, things working, things not working, putting it into action, sharing it and sharing it again and sharing it again. And since we're all being asked to reframe, all we can do is put the parts and pieces of us that are fragmented together from that soil of our soul. We have to go deeper. We have to get to the truth of who we are and how we want to be and live from there. So from my heart to yours, namaste. I appreciate you being on this little adventure into uncharted waters. And if you haven't noticed, I have abbreviated our time. For so many different reasons, it's virtual. And I have found myself really enjoying a faster entry with the same results, because you have to trust the fact that you know these things. You know them, however, they're still mysterious. And as you get to know the mystery, you become enlivened by its potency, and you can allow it to come forward. And innovation is just really important. So thank you for allowing me to be here. Thank you for showing up. Thank you for being a contributor, whether you're contributing through the my website and the lunar contribution of $22 a month. I feel like that's totally doable. It's 2 glasses of wine, or how much is those Starbucks that I usually get? Like 5 cups of coffee out in a month. So anyhow, I feel like it's accessible. That's really important to me. Maybe you've liked this. Maybe you've decided to show up. That's really, you're making a bigger contribution to humanity when you show up for yourself. So I just don't always pause at the end to really share my gratitude. But I'm hoping that we can find a way to collaborate in ways that this can be of service, not just, you know what, maybe it is just to make you feel better. Maybe it is just to remind you that you're not alone. Maybe it is just here for the littlest thing, is that we can create a connection even in this bizarre technology. It's all new. So we're reframing the potential, we're recommitting and reconnecting. And if I don't stop talking, this will end up being long. I have lots to say. Did you guys know that? I thank you. Be real, be true, and be soulfully you. And Lulu just popped up. Ciao.